Exactly, and HARP can be used for mass mind control all over.
Sure.
But what do you know about MK Ultra or CIA mind control experiments on children? Because I think children is we need to protect children, because divine beings visiting our planet Earth, we need to bring more awareness to parents. What do you know about
Well,
these
I have just read about them. I mean, they had many projects, and the thing that scares me most is that they're doing it today. You know, when we can say, okay, that was, 20 years ago or 30 years ago or 50 years ago. But I have met people, when I was lecturing in Colorado, they came to the airport to talk to me. And there was one lady who said that she was kidnapped into an underground base. And there were groups of children, sometimes 300, sometimes 500, and they were being programmed. Others were being programmed to have contacts with ETs. But others were being programmed to kill. And I said, well, what do you mean to kill? Yes, because children have so much energy, more than adults, and they use it because they're very enthusiastic. So they were programmed to concentrate on the arteries of the brain of certain individuals that they would break. They would get a stroke. Perfect murder. She told it to me, and I couldn't believe it first. I thought, this is impossible, that American military would be doing this. Now I know it's true. So it's happening today, even if Macultra was officially closed down and no, we don't do this with LSDs and old-fashioned methods. Now they have methods. And she told me that they had, if the children were not good in these tasks, they were killed in front of other children. And the job of the boys was to take the bodies, and they're put into the graves of those people's graves who had flowers on, so they just dug them and put them there. And the job of the girls was to clean up the blood. Of course, that was so traumatic. So this was traumatic mind control programming for the children. Going on today. I mean, I heard it just a few years ago. That is the worst. Then they suffocate them. They put them into water. Now that has come out that is a torture method, which George W. Bush allows. But that was for adults. But they're doing that for children too. And this is Nazi-type torture, which Mengele, Dr. Mengele, who was saved from Germany, was taken to South America and then to the US, who was doing it. And I've seen the videos of his victims. And he was always saying Väterchen, little father, talking a few words of German to the children. And doing just atrocious things. So he must have had a sick mind, like Hitler. But people accepted it. Why did people accept in Germany Hitler? Why do people accept George W. Bush? Why doesn't anybody react? Because they have been suppressed and they think they can do nothing.
Yeah. Helpless.
Totally helpless. And if you think of Yugoslavia and the war in the Balkans, so it took several days that NATO was bombing. Nothing happened. And then millions of people came to the streets. Was it in 3 days or something? They were screaming and Milosevic went down. So when people take their energy, really things happen. That also happened several years ago in Azerbaijan, when they had riots, a million people were rioting. All of a sudden there was a huge earthquake. That can be caused by the energy of millions of people.
Yeah.
So people have extreme energy if they focus it together for the love frequency.
Yeah.
But we don't, because mostly we don't know. People don't know that they can do that. And that is why it's suppressed, because the negative elite is afraid.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If people take their power, they are going to be wiped out. They cannot. do anything to us.
What I say, take the power back. I've been saying that for years, and people can get scared of me because I have so much power, energy. But if we just take it back to our own stomach and decide what to do with it, because then we will experience that we are great. We are greater than great. We can do everything. There are no limits. But perhaps people are afraid of recognizing how big they are, how good they are, how great they are, how divine they are.
I don't know if they're afraid. I think they're just ignorant.
Yeah.
Because when you realize your own energy and you should focus it in the loving frequency, that is only positive. So why should you be afraid of love and the positive
Because you
effect?
never heard you were good enough and you were loved. Because you always heard you cannot do this, you must not do this, and you're stupid and you only got a C grade or whatever, because we have been in this competitive system all the time.
That's
and
right.
Instead of following our heart, like Einstein, he was not studying the books, he was looking out the window and seeing the fury coming on a cloud or something, and that's where it happens. It's not on the board, it's yeah. Can I draw a picture for you?
Sure.
I will not do it in
the
physical sense.
Yeah.
No, I just, I have had the sensation if we have the earth in the middle, then we have like a membrane all the way around. That's the electrosmog. Yeah. That's what they are building up with the antennas just over the heads of people.
Yeah.
Not very high, but it's like building up a field all around the world. And then when I try to explain it to people, it's like this filter of electrosmog is polluting, you can say, the divine impulses coming down. So people, they don't get the clear, real impulses, but they get kind of misinformation and disinformation, and they cannot, what is this I'm feeling? Actually their feelings are being cut off, you can say, the resonance with the deeper divine being, and then of course the consciousness is being suppressed, and everything to do with the electrosmog. Is that how is that a picture you can use? Or?
Sure, absolutely. Electrosmog is the greatest danger we have. We are now, with the new American President Obama, he's talking about diminishing atom bombs and atom installations and whatever. He doesn't either say a word about the electronic warfare going on, and he should. But of course his mouth is also controlled, I'm sure. But that is much more dangerous for mass destruction than atom bombs, which are local, which are very bad, but they are local, even if the winds take, the radioactivity. But this is going on, like you said, throughout the world. There isn't a single country where it cannot be used, because it's used by satellites, and it can be focused to any country, even those countries that are very poor with electricity. So through a satellite you can focus anything on them. That is the worst mass destruction weapons of the world. And people don't talk about it because, of course, it's forbidden subjects. It's taboo. You're not allowed to talk about it. And the journalists have to listen to those who pay for the newspapers. They who own the newspapers. And, of course, the so-called elite owns all the mass media.